I feel today? Ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yap. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin straps.
It's embarrassing.
Yap.
Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them.
He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man.
You already make the big money.
He's a man.
Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there.
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
Nah, this game is not over. It's just getting started right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streamed live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. I'm AJ Jones, and I got that green on for a reason, because the Philadelphia Eagles did what other people are complaining about because they couldn't do it, and that's beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm not saying that they were unbeatable in the Super Bowl, but I mean, this playoffs with Kansas City was just, Philadelphia did what they needed to do. They made sure that none of the refs or the league or whoever is behind the deep state of making sure that Kansas City gets all the calls and all of that. They made sure that that was a non-factor. And they beat them in all four phases of the game. They beat them offensively. They beat them defensively. They beat them in special teams. And they beat them on the scoreboard. Not whining, not complaining. No, all the calls go to Kansas City. No, bruh. All the calls went to Philadelphia because they did what they needed to do. They won it on the scoreboard 40-22, and it wasn't even that close. It was not that close. In fact, it was 34-0 in the third quarter before Kansas City, I think, even got across the 50-yard line, but definitely until Kansas City got in the end zone. And Philadelphia didn't let up. They didn't go to the prevent. They didn't pull their starters. They played it till it was over. And it was a great game, man. It was a great game. I went into this game picking Kansas City, but I said I was not going to be mad if Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles won. In fact, I said I'm a Jalen Hurts fan. I'm a fan of that man. I'm a fan of his lifestyle, the way he carries himself, who he is, what he's about, his family, all of that. His agent, his team, all women, all of that. All of that. Congratulations, Jalen, Saquon, Brown, Smith, all the fellas. As a friend of mine likes to say, all the things. Oh, yeah, it was great. I'm so happy for them. All right, what's up, Keith Hennig? Keith, you know what today is, bruh. Today is the day that we announce the winner of the $500 in this season's Lunch Break Weekly Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. And man, it came down to the tiebreaker for 3 people. It was a 3-way tie in the game. And I feel bad for Brian C. because Brian C. was tied, but he needed everybody in front of him to lose, and he needed to be closer to the exact final score of the game, and everybody picked the winning team. So, there was no chance at that point. Once everybody picked the winning team, then he had no chance. He needed everybody to pick the losing team, and he'd get the winner. So it didn't happen. It didn't happen. So y'all want to get to it? Keith Hennig said Hurts should have won MVP for the league. He was definitely the MVP of the game, and he got that respectably. They didn't take that from him. But I don't know. About for the league. I think, I don't agree with who they gave it to. Lamar Jackson or Saquon Barkley, in my opinion, should have won it. But I'm glad that he was named the game MVP, Super Bowl MVP. And I like what Philadelphia did. I was having this conversation with my pastor, and I was having this conversation with a couple of coaches, 2 of which have coached in the league. And they all said the same thing. Kansas City came in with a game plan that was the absolute wrong game plan in every phase of the game. Like, they put all their chips in, we're going to do this on offense. We're going to do that on defense. We're going to do this on special team. They came in with that game plan, and it was the exact wrong one for everything related to what Philadelphia did in this game. And I know they had adjustments that they made from the game plan, but picture this. Let's digress for a second. How many of you watched professional tennis? And I'm talking about the greats now. I'm talking about Serena. I'm talking about, I'm going way back. Agassi, Borg, Sampras. I'm talking about folks like that. Federer. I'm talking about folks like that. Those people would literally run somebody who came in with a game plan from one side of the court to the other. So they hit it to the right, they go right. Hit it to the left, they go left. Hit it to the right, they go right. Hit it to the left, they go left. And then while you're thinking you're keeping up with them, then they smash something straight down the line of the opposite side of the court that you're no longer located in. That's what Philadelphia did to Kansas City. Everything that Kansas City did was directed and will imposed on them by Philadelphia. Philadelphia made them do this. Philadelphia made them do that. Philadelphia took this away, took that away, and made them go exactly where it made Kansas City go exactly where Philadelphia wanted them to be. And they did it on defense by not blitzing. Kansas City was all ready for the blitz, and they didn't blitz. Now, they did some stunts. There's a difference between stunts and exotic blitzes. They had plenty of stunts, but they didn't have a whole lot of blitzes. None. That's because their game plan was perfect, and Kansas City's was not. And offensively, Kansas City had a game plan that just was not it. Defensively, Kansas City came to stop the run. They did. Saquon Barkley had how many yards? How many yards did Barkley have? Barkley had 57. Averaged a season low, 2.3 yards per carry. Ran it 25 times. But he was just over 50 cents. Not talking about the rapper. Can't stand him. Hurts, on the other hand, ran it for 72 yards on 11 carries. And, of course, a touchdown. They still ran it for 45 carries 135 yards, but only 3.0 yards per carry. That's their low. So they did. Kansas City stopped the run, but what they didn't expect was Jalen to be so accurate with the pass. Even the first fourth down attempt that Philadelphia had, when Jalen laid it right in Brown's hands over the shoulder nicely along the sidelines, that got called back. But that was a sign of just how locked in Jalen was going to be that night. He was on it. Jalen completed over 70% of his passes, 17 for 22. He only missed on 5 balls. 221 yards, averaged 10 yards per attempt. 2 touchdowns, 1 INT, only 2 sacks. Only 2. Didn't turn the ball over, didn't fumble it. 1 interception, that was it. But he was on, man. He was on. He was on. That bomb that he threw to Smith, man, 46 yards over the shoulder to give them a 34-0 lead. I said, ball game, game over. I said, throw in the towel. That's what I said, because it was over. I live in Houston. I remember when the Texans were up on Kansas City in the playoffs, 24-0, and ended up losing 51-31 in the playoffs. So I even said, hey, listen, I ain't trying to get everybody excited. I seen it for myself. But when he hit that 46-yard bomb, made it 34-0, that was ball game for me. Kansas City wasn't coming back from that. Somebody even told me Kansas City is built to come back. If Philadelphia got down by 2 touchdowns, they were going to lose because Philadelphia was not built to come back. Yeah, let's correct that. Kansas City wasn't built to come back. Not the way Philadelphia was playing. So there we go. Final score 40-22. Final score 40-22. I do want to say something nice about Kansas City. It made my heart proud. It made my heart proud to see DeAndre Hopkins catch a touchdown pass in a Super Bowl. It did my heart well to see DeAndre Hopkins catch a 7-yard touchdown pass and get that opportunity. Especially after the way he got shipped out of Houston for nothing by one of the worst head coach GM combo, Billy, i.e. O'Brien, and Jack the Easter Bunny. Now, supposedly, Billy O was the GM and the head coach, and Jack Easter Bunny was whatever he was. Anyway, I was happy to see that for DeAndre Hopkins. So congratulations, Philadelphia. Congratulations to Jalen Hurts. Congratulations, Saquon Barkley, man. The Eagles fans, the Giants fans, they need to be storming the GM's office. They need to be storming the GM's office. Like, you got to go. You ain't got to go home, but we throwing you up out of here. It's ridiculous. All right, let me get to some comments. All right, let's see. Here we go. Let's see. Ahmad said, Barkley should have won the MVP. He changed how teams played the Eagles. He was definitely a difference maker. I'm not gonna lie about that. I wouldn't have been mad if he had won it. It would have been a nice changeup from the quarterbacks winning it. Keith Hennig said the Eagles took a page from the Bucs, smother Mahomes, and it worked. They definitely did that again without blitzing. Keith shouting out to Ahmad. Hey, Ahmad. Back to Keith. Hey, Keith, don't do like them boys. The Bucs D can't compare to that Eagles defense. Yeah. Dak Prescott's comments about don't want to take anything away from the Eagles and say, check the record when they're holding up the Lombardi trophy. But it's like, bruh, as soon as you said but, you about to do the very thing you said you weren't doing. So yeah, get your squad together, Dak, and lead them Eagles alone. Y'all can't mess with them right now. You can't. There's nothing to say, but congratulations to the Eagles. We hope to be back there again one day. That's your comment. Keith Hennig agreed, but the Bucs dominated in that Super Bowl. They did, Keith. They did. Yeah, they did to Mahomes what many didn't think they'd do. Keith Hennig said, congratulations, Eagle O-line. That O-line, boy, they were about that business. They stood on business and were about that life all game long. They jammed the neck of Charles of Jones on that brotherly shove. Listen, that offensive line was nasty. They were nasty. Yeah. Gave Jalen plenty of time. Let him do his thing. I loved it. It was a masterclass in how to beat somebody's blank. Belt to belt. Kimba Fuzz. Got to get some love to you, man. Got to have you on the show one day soon. You are one of the biggest Eagle fans that I know. And you celebrate. Fly your freak flag. Fly, Eagles, fly. And then OJ, it's not OJ McDuffie. What's my guy's name? OJ. Hang on, bear with me. I got to get his name because this brother's in the media in Philadelphia. OJ Spivey. Big shout out to you as well, man. Big shout out to you as well. All right, so now, halfway through the show, let me go on and get to this. We have a winner in the Lunch Break Weekly, keeping up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. Somebody today has won $500 cash. We have not contacted them yet. They don't know that they've won. Everybody's hearing it for the first time. And because of the importance of the $500, because of the importance of the sponsors, integrity, and everything, I'm showing you all the details. I'm going to show you all the details in this spreadsheet. So bear with me as we pull it up. Here we go. There it is. Bam. Platal. All right. Black Girl Magic got the win. She picked the Super Bowl. My T also picked the Eagles to win. Marshawn picked the Eagles to win. And Brian C. picked the Eagles to win. Big Mike and Keisha Kelly, love them both. We're out of it. So let's go. Let me show you where we are. So we went to the exact final score. Black Girl Magic had the exact final score of 33-30. My T had 27-24. Marshawn had 24-21. Brian C., it didn't matter because he was out by one game. The exact final score of the game was 40-22. And let me show you why we asked you to pick the exact final score of both teams. Because if we had just gone by the total, the difference between, of the game, then two people would have been tied again at 15. BGM was off of the winning score by 7 and off of the losing score by 8. 7 plus 8, 15. My T was off of the final score by 15. Let's see. She was off by 13 of the winning score and only 2 off of the losing score. So it would have been 15. And as you see, Marshawn was off by 19. All right, so then you go to the next category, and that's who was closest to the winning score, the winning team's score. Who was closest? BGM was only off by 7. My T was off by 13. And Marshawn was off by 16. That's where we got our winner. Here's where we have our winner. Here is where we have our winner. That's where you put the goal. Right there. So congratulations, Black Girl Magic. Congratulations. Thanks to our sponsors, the Sports and Wellness Doc. I appreciate you. Dr. Alexia McClurkin Johnson. If you want to get in touch with them, they do the best, whether it's therapy from a car accident, a slip and fall, accident on the job, whatever the case may be, you want to go there. And if you just need some therapy because you got a tight shoulder, tight back, tight legs, neck, whatever it is, she is one of the best. Just go to thesportsandwellnessdoc.com and you got them right there. Sportsandwellnessdoc.com. Dr. Alexia McClurkin Johnson, tell her AJ Jones from The Lunch Break sent you. All right. Also, want to give some love out to some other of my family and friends who chipped in some money. And sorry. Let's see. Let me stop sharing. That's what I want to do. Boop. Baby, I'm back. Okay, let's go back to there we are. All right. Comments, questions, emotional outbursts. Congratulations to my T. All right. I'm sorry, to BGM, Black Girl Magic. Let's show this comment. Hey, AJ, do you think more will help your Saints? He'll be better than Allen. I'm very surprised that he is looking at bringing Allen back as the DC. Surprised about that. I wanted Brian Flores. Just to kind of change everything up. But I'm willing to give Kellen Moore a shot. I knew this day was coming. I knew that Jerry was grooming him to be a head coach in the league. I'm open. Here's what I want to see them do. New quarterback, and they got to shore up that offensive line. Alvin Kamara can't do what Alvin Kamara can do with all those holes on the offensive line. Mickey Loomis is the next out for me. He's got to go if he can't get this roster back together. So yeah, I'm interested in that. See how that goes. All right, let's see. Congratulations, Black Girl Magic. I was on IR this year, but I'm looking forward to next season. Yeah, Keith, we missed you. I appreciate the ladies and Kev, the producer, keeping you covered. All right. Man, I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed by how great that Super Bowl was. Let me go ahead and put my 2 cents in on the halftime show. It was phenomenal, especially if you use this and not just this. If you use that and you wanted to be entertained, you got hit with a face full of accountability. What Kendrick Lamar did at the halftime show of the Super Bowl was akin to what Childish Gambino did on his video about America. And a lot of folks missed it. A lot of folks did not understand the symbolism, did not understand exactly what Kendrick displayed. And for him to cover all of that visually, lyrically, and all of that in the 13, 14 minutes they had was a masterclass. It was a masterclass. If you did not pay attention to what he said when he said, the revolution is now being televised, y'all got the right, it's the right time, but you got the wrong guy. If you missed that, and the symbolism of Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam, then you missed everything after that. You missed that the American flag was divided, and it was made up of Black people who had their backs down, meaning that America was made on the backs of Black people, and it was divided. Man, if you miss the symbols of the video game controller and the connection with a viral TV show called Squid Games, where people are competing because they're poor and in debt, and they're being killed by the rich ruling class of that country. You missed it, and that it was all a game. You missed it. You missed it on what they talking about. They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about, they ain't talking about nothing. When you realize that the just the stuff that's being said from one side and on some on the other side, it's not talking about nothing. It's not making any difference. It's not making any change. And folks who minimized it to a beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, you missed it too. He definitely handled it, but it was not even a fraction of what the message that was sent was about. But he definitely looked in that camera and said, "Say Drake." I love it, man. I absolutely love it. And for the people that didn't get it, it's okay. All throughout the history of school, you have people sitting in the same classroom who don't get what's being taught. It's okay. I ain't mad at nobody. I'm not going to call anybody out of their names. I'm not even mad at the other party that I don't support for not getting. Because you know what? Sometimes things are about you, but not for you. So anyway, we'll leave it at that. I got to get ready to roll. Listen, if you did not win this year's Lunch Break Weekly Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge, don't worry. It's coming up. We are almost there for March Madness and the Lunch Break Weekly Keeping Up with the Joneses Bracket Challenge. That's right. You almost have a chance to win another $500 cash courtesy of my sponsors. So hear me when I tell you, start looking at the basketball games. College. We're only going to do the men again this year. I did not get enough coverage for the women. I'm not talking about coverage from talking about what they do and covering their games. I'm talking about coverage from sponsors to have two separate pots of $500. So none of that money goes to me. It all 100% goes to the winners of those respective contests. That was the one thing that they asked, and I made sure there would be no administration fees and all that. The money that I give my interns, I give them out of my own pocket for their support, their help, crunching numbers and putting out graphs and charts and all that kind of stuff and keeping me where I'm supposed to be. So as we bring another one to a close, I want to say again, congratulations to the 2024-25 winner is Black Girl Magic. She won $500 cash, virtue of the tiebreaker. So congratulations. I'll be reaching out to her, get a video from her so y'all can see how excited she is that she won that $500 cash. So anyway, let's do this. As I always say, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you. There is nothing you can do about it except tune in tomorrow for Chris Gardner's Houston Roundball Review. Another great show dealing with all the trades that happen. I got a chance to see Luka and LeBron and Reeves. And watch out now. Lakers got a little interesting squad. And I'm still rocking with my Rockets. So anyway, you'll get a chance to hear more about that. Then on Friday, of course, it'll be the coach, Johnny Cole, with the HBCU Stroll. He'll be back on Monday and Tuesday. And then I'll be back with you on Wednesday. Lord say the same. So y'all take care. Have a great one. And, again, man, I will talk to y'all soon.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Game time. What time is it? Let's go. We ready. We ready. We ready. We ready. And don't do that. And don't do that.
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready. And don't do that. And don't do that.
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yap, 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 yap. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin straps.
It's embarrassing.
Yap, 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 yap.
Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them.
He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man.
You already make the big money.
He's a man.
Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there.
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready. And don't do that. And don't do that. It's a wrap. Game over.